Hello, Mr. 0063 back for part 11 of I Want to Find My Destiny. Last time I completed the level part of stage 10, so I am at the final boss. And I guess just one word of note on here. When I first played this game, I spent so damn long on the bosses here that it almost kind of became a little bit like Solgrim from I Want to Be the Bossy, where I kind of got almost ingrained just how to dodge certain things because I was just doing them so often. So yeah, this could still take absolutely ages, but just in case this does go by pretty quickly, it'll be because this boss probably more so than any other one in the game, just because I spent so long fighting it the first time around. All the kind of the moves have kind of been ingrained in my head pretty much like they have with Solgrim from I Want to Be the Bossy. So anyway, this could go spectacularly wrong, but let's see who the final boss is. Well, you can't really get more spectacularly stuffed up than that, can you? And tell you what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to save over the thing, so so I don't have to keep doing it. Right. Yeah, that's pretty bad as well. So yeah, move to the right to dodge the lightning. Then ideally, you want to... Ideally, you want to kind of fake these two fireballs out to the right and then double jump back over here. Then, you want to probably get in the area that's round about the torch and find a safe spot for this kind of fire pillar attack. This has already gone absolutely atrociously horribly wrong. So yeah, this fire is pretty good. It's a pretty good spot. This bit, I do kind of have please, I can't remember that. Yeah, do seem to have kind of an idea about how to dodge that. Yay. The flame lavas as well, a little bit. Went quite well. Also, this laser bit's very kind of simple, so I kind of want to position myself about here. And then after that, things just kind of, you have to you do have to jump for one set of them in order to avoid getting lasered, but for the most part, it's fine. That was bad. How did that kill me? Seriously? I was moving way over to the right. Anyway, yeah. And I also want to finish up on... You know what? I'm actually going to save... You know what? I'm fine. I'm going to save here. So that, yeah, when I immediately press right, I automatically fall into it now and not jump over it. Bloody hell. Right. Time this appropriately and position this well so that I end up on the flame or by the area where the torch is. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, this bit, I kind of want to try and get a few hits in as much as possible, but then I kind of want to hightail it, jump over the flame thing. Firstly, the one from the right, and then the one from the left. Oh, sorry, the other way round. But yeah. Then I kind of want to get in the middle, and as you saw there, dodging the lasers is really no problem. Then head off to one of the sides and avoid. Oh, that's awful. Here's hoping when I get back into the swing of things are going to start picking up. But yeah. Yeah, I think I got this bit down, fortunately. Now, please I remember that, yeah. So anyway, yeah, sorry, dodge. So jump over this one first, head over to the left, and then jump over that one. Now get around about, here. Those ones you automatically dodge. This one you do have to jump the one that's going to go along the ground, but yeah, the other one as well is pretty straightforward. He then shoots the staff to the floor, and you get like an ice wave across, or whatever. So, yeah, stay to one corner, and then just kind of jump over the waves. Then head to the middle, to jumping the fire wave, and then jump to the side, avoiding the fire wave. We then get this little attack with the goo that comes along the ground, just to avoid those. Jump over them when you can. Goo splattering, projectiles flying, yeah. This bit you just kind of want to try and lead the skulls, just so that they kind of, go kind of... I'd recommend probably left and right, and that should do the trick. I also kind of took a few liberties. I mean, it's not too bad to kind of hit him at certain points in time, but yeah. That's pretty much all that is. And this final bit is pretty much all he now does. So, yeah. Should be getting to phase 2. And I don't quite know what he's supposed to say there, but to me it sounds like he's saying, F this whole battle. Which is kind of what I was kind of feeling about it during, the first time I was playing it, because it was just getting... It was, pissing me off to no end, because it was, this has still been a really fun game and whatnot, but... Yeah, that was this boss was starting to get on my nerves after a certain period of time. Apologies, this section is going incredibly well. I'm kind of almost hoping I don't do this first go. I don't think I will. I still think I'll screw up somewhere along the line. But yeah, there you go. Damn. So I didn't really get a chance to talk about dodging some of his later moves, which now, thankfully, I can do. But yeah, I got quite a way through his second phase there. So yeah, like I said, I do kind of have, once I kind of like got back a little bit in the swing of things, just to the point, you know, past like the first couple of hits and whatnot, first couple of moves to dodge, I kind of, you know, already kind of, I think, found back my groove for how I want to dodge these. So yeah, down to the floor, jump it, stay to the corner, because at some point in time he's going to shoot him again. Obviously you want to be as far away from the staff as possible to give yourself ample time to dodge it. Jump the fire wave, get to the middle to avoid the ice blocks, jump another fire wave and get to one of the edges to avoid the fire blocks. Just watch out for obviously the goo enemies going across the floor, and obviously watch out for all the projectiles and the goo that gets splattered all over the place. And like I said here, you can take a few liberties and try and, you know, and obviously hit him, get some extra damage in. But yeah, if you kind of like do a left-right motion there, it's pretty straightforward. This one, this is all he will now do. So there is a gust, so I am continuously being kind of blown into him. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing tricky really about dodging these little arcs or moons, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to shut up so you can hear what he says. Seriously, I think that's honestly what he sounds like he's saying. That was awful! Awful start to the second phase. Ah! The second phase is a little bit different. That was awful. I think that's the first time I died to that attack, but oh well, bound to happen at some point in time, but yeah. I'm amazed it took that long to die to it. The second phase is somewhat slightly different in the sense that we don't actually have like our regular gun where we're dealing damage. So you can see here he's got a health bar of like 75 hits in, so have to do quite a lot of damage. And actually, that was awfully placed with those fireballs that fell down. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I think you probably can get screwed over by those occasionally, or certainly probably the way how I dodge the like those fire dragon things. But it doesn't happen that often. So you know what, I'm loath to try and find a different pattern or anything for dodging these. If I get hit to it, then I get hit to it. Yeah. It's reasonably early on in the fight, so I'm not overly fussed by it. What was I saying? Yeah, the second phase. No longer do we really have the gun to shoot at him. We've got the holy water, which the little helpful guy told us we had collected on the screen, you know, where we saved. And basically, we have to shoot the holy water into him. It's Death's second phase, his true form. That was more annoying than it otherwise could have been, that little set of dodges. Yeah, so he at that point in time only has about, I think, 15 hit points. So you don't get a lot of opportunity to hit him, and you kind of definitely want to take the opportunities to do so when you have that, you know, when the opportunity arises. But yeah, it's very difficult to, well, you really can't kind of like spam shooting or anything like that. So yeah, bit of a change for the second phase. And nothing wrong with that at all. Right, let's stay a bit further over to the left this time so that I lure the giant plasma ball over to the left and avoid it. Right. Stand around here and you should be fine. Move to the middle. Move to the right, then move to the left, move to the right to avoid the heads. It might be the opposite direction, depends which one the first head comes from. Yeah, if you stand around here for this attack, you should be okay. Jump over to the right. And watch out for him crashing to the ground, because he'll shoot that little kind of wave, and you want to avoid that. That's at the point in time where I shot him with the holy water, so I've now got one hit in. This is a pain in the neck part of the fight, so I like, but the way I kind of deal with it is to go over to the left, and it just seems to make things go okay. It still can be a huge pain in the neck though. This bit I think is reasonably self-explanatory. That's not... I'm far too far away there. But you saw how well I was kind of like doing from a health, from his HP point of view. So yeah, we're not too far away at the moment from beating Death. So yeah, optimistic this shouldn't take a whole lot longer. And that yeah, I'm not obviously going to be so rusty to the point of view that this is going to take ages. I'm not saying it's going to go, you know, terribly quickly. Might be here for another, you know, 20 minutes, even longer. Particularly if I'm going to get screwed over by flame patterns like that, but still. Oh, by the way, dodging that first flipping attack with the bloody fire waves that home in on you ridiculously quickly and split fire along the ground took me so flipping long to get a handle on. Oh my god, I can't even begin to tell you how long that took just to survive those first 5 seconds. first time out. It's a huge pain. I think I'd be kind of, to be honest, I'm kind of almost now at the point where if I get by like the first couple of moves in his first phase, that really I shouldn't be dying now, you know, before I get into his second phase. There's really nothing particularly difficult about this unless I got screwed over by a goo pattern, or if I, you know, had a nightmare dodging these heads. But say if you go back left and right, it should be straightforward. And yeah, if I die to this, I mean, don't get greedy here. Just, you know, don't try and pepper him with shots. Just hang back, you know, a reasonable distance away from him. But seriously, there's nothing difficult about that phase at all. And I find that this one does work quite well if you kind of like hang to the left, go to the middle, and then kind of go to the right. You seem to dodge the plasma balls quite well, quite nicely there. I've already described this one. This one's reasonably straightforward. So again, right here because he shot to the right first. And here is usually okay for dodging this attack. You might have to, yeah, jump a couple of times to avoid some of the hooks or whatever the hell they are. But yeah, it's not too bad. I don't think I got many hits in there, but oh well. Yeah, so this one, the pain in the neck one, although not too bad. I like to be over to the left-hand side, then make my way over to the right, because the little energy ball does kind of shoot out these other ones, and yeah, they can be a bit of a pain in the neck. For this one, just, you know, be aware of where the lightning is gonna come down, and yeah, you want to kind of shoot at him when you get the opportunity. 4 left. Missed with my shot, damn it. Okay, so now we are at the final phase. And this is all about keeping your cool. Getting the hit in when you can. The pattern repeats. And we're done. That is really easy to mess up on, believe me. But that went by extraordinarily quickly, and I'm super pleased about it. And that's pretty much the, I guess, maybe the... I don't know how to describe it. Like, I guess maybe the final boss kind of done. It's not absolutely done. As you can see, we've still got something left. But fortunately, I now don't have to do this as well. This is a huge pain in the neck. We have a giant avoidance section for the final bit of the game. Yes, we really do have a true avoidance phase coming up here. Make what you will of that. Some might think it's quite disappointing to end the game on this note. Yeah, I kind of wouldn't massively disagree with that, but again, nothing here, as far as I can tell, apart from maybe the first few seconds, is random. Or the first. Damn it, bugger! That was pretty good for a first go, getting that by that part. Yeah, this bit. So this bit, as far as I can tell, is random. But after a certain point, it will be absolutely. Well, what happens is completely set. It won't. The patterns won't change or anything like that. So we're still kind of at the random phase at the moment here, a little bit. Not with the spread shot of the yellow energy spheres, but the red ones are kind of a bit random. But after it gets to a certain point, and it's coming up very, very shortly. So here, from this point on, everything that happens is bound to happen. So from this point on, it's almost, I guess, pure memorization. Let's see if I can not screw this up before this time. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I can see that being a huge that bit being a huge pain in the neck, and I'm gonna have to almost try and come up with try and remember remember. Yeah, wonderful. My strategy for dodging that. Those red energy spheres are a kind of a pain in the neck because they do kind of like arc to home in on you, but. Actually, no, they arc. Sorry, they don't home in on you at all because it's no longer random, so it's no longer depends on where you are on screen. But it's very off-putting because because the way they just move and change direction, that you think they're going to go one way and then they don't. I know it's only probably been my third go and whatnot at the moment, but I don't know whether ultimately I will resort to cutting on this boss because there's probably not an awful lot of interesting things to say on it. I mean, we're nowhere near that point in time yet, but. Everything is kind of set in stone. There's not much that's just kind of going on. That was bad. In terms of strategies, there's so many different ways you could do things. I mean, this is random. Just watch out. It's not difficult by any means. Just watch where the little energy pellets are going and move out of the way accordingly. Once you start getting into the, I'll maybe talk about a strategy perhaps when we get to the scripted bit. So that's when the first set of lasers really start appearing. So yeah, I like to stand around about here. You avoid the two spread shot patterns. I then need to move to the right to avoid all the lasers, but yeah, that's about the good spot to stand. Here I like to stand in the middle, move to the left to avoid these, and then jump over them as I go back to the right. Here I like to jump through there, and then I don't want to do that. I want to move to the right. That phase, man, that I get faked out by where the hell those bloody red spheres are going to go. Most of the time, if I get to a point where I can get that down, I train my brain back to saying, right, whatever it looks like it's going to do there, just move there. You'll be fine. I need to get my brain trained back into doing that. And then we'll talk about some of the rest of the bits, which again are pretty easy, frankly. And this bit always has me really nervous, although I never seem... that's the kiss of death, yeah. Never seem to like screw up too badly on it. Yeah, okay, I need to go right. That's sorted that out. Right, now stand about here, move over to the left, just weave through these, double jump over that. Middle, weave through these, double jump over that. Stand about here to avoid that. Now here, I need to double jump off the ledge before the laser hits. And now we get to the final phase, and probably the most bloody annoying bit. We've got fire pillars, we also have fire waves coming up from the ground, and oh boy, that's a huge pain in the neck. But yeah, if I can now if I have now trained myself, we'll find out maybe next go I get there, what to do for that red sphere attack where I don't want to do what I naturally think I should do, then you'll kind of probably see that I get to a point where the only bits that that would really die on at all is like the final phase. And obviously, if I just continue playing this, up to that point, it's going to probably get quite boring because there's at least probably half a minute, if not longer, of getting up to that point where I'm just not going to be dying. Yep, I think that seems okay now. So from this point on, if I don't get up to the bit where the fire wave starts coming down, I am bitterly, bitterly disappointed. I guess the only thing possibly would be mistiming this, but yeah, this is a pain in the neck. Yeah, and I don't want to go there. I want to hang obviously further over to the right. All the time I can actually think of something to say, and I'm guessing this speech doesn't really qualify. I will. I can obviously keep showing this first phase, but yeah, it would be lovely not to have to cut anything out of this Let's Play again, because I've not cut anything else up to this point. But this is the kind of thing that's just probably not all that interesting to watch after a certain point in time. But yeah, this bit I'm so nervous on every damn time, but I always seem to come out of it fine. I think this is the third time in a row now where I've got to this bit. So yeah, hopefully I now have trained my mind to what to do on that awkward phase. But yeah, this is just such a pain. Wow. The fact that you're just so limited in terms of where you can move there means that you've just got to look for the some of the tightest spots and time things absolutely perfectly. So the fire wave kind of lingers for a really long time as well, it seems. So you've got to absolutely make full use of your jump and double jump to hang in the air for pretty much as long as possible. And easier said than done sometimes, particularly when you've got projectiles raining down from the sky that you're very conscious that you want to avoid. If it was just moving left and right, I would kind of fancy my chances most times on that, but since I have to be jumping as well, then no, definitely not. There's also that bullet there, which just always seems to be right in the way. And again, it will be always, because it's set in stone what happens. I can't get my that fire wave bit started, and that's very irritating. That goes on for probably about maybe 20 seconds or so. You have to dodge about, I think, 6 of them at least, maybe 8. You might go back twice on 2 occasions, so having to dodge four times on 2 occasions. Yeah, it's a pain in the neck. And ultimately, that pretty much is the last thing as well. So, I say it still goes on for quite a bit of time, but yeah. That pretty much is the last thing we're going to be doing. And I think by this point in time, I seem to have that bit down. So, yeah. Right. And I'm jumping into that again. I don't know where to go on that first one. I dodged it once. More out of luck than anything. But yeah, can't get kind of started on the fire wave bit at the moment. It's kind of irritating. Particularly since the rest is more or less just I've got absolutely down now. I will die every now and again. Sometimes I will, forget what I'm supposed to do on that that attack I've already talked about multiple times. Sometimes I might just get screwed over by the random bit here. Sometimes I'll just mistime a jump and really clumsily, get hit to something. I swear sometimes I will die to that, although it never seems to actually happen. Sometimes I will not jump this next little laser bit that's coming up, and I'll screw that up. But yeah, I imagine now, for the most part, 90% of the deaths are going to be to the fire wave section. Really? Wow. I know it seems like I'm doing the same thing every time, but the safe spot is just not becoming apparent to me at all. You know what I will probably do? This might be like the last go, the kind of like doing this, showing this opening stage. I'll probably just start cutting, frankly, to the bit where I get to that fire wave bit, and if I start making progress on that, I will maybe I'll certainly try and upload like the full version of me completing this when I do. I am slightly conscious of the fact that I may well get stuffed with a copyright claim, because this music is likely to get copyrighted. So yeah, don't know how that's all going to work. I'd really rather not have upload this really epic fight here in silence, but which is why I'm trying to talk quite a bit. I don't know. I may do maybe just post commentary over it or something, just to try and avoid getting hit by that. It's the same bloody pellet every time. That's irritating me the hell out of me. I will start cutting now until I get to the point where the fire bit works out well. Okay, well that was a little bit better. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to talk while I'm kind of doing it, because I'm really trying to concentrate. It also doesn't help that the screen does go black whenever you die. I mean, it's good in the sense that you can't cheat either this boss or any other boss, for instance, and find out how all the patterns work out. But yeah. This could be quite short from now on, because probably not going to have much to say when it's a failed attempt. It's going to be either quite close or it's going to be a success. There are a few sections, and I think I have now started to get down that first fireball bit. There are a few sections where you have to dodge lasers as well, so yeah. Hell of a thing, this final little bit we have to do. Okay, right, so then go over to the right-hand side for the second one. The third fire wave is pretty straightforward. You can just kind of jump over to the left. Fourth one's not so bad either. That flipping bit there where you've got to have to avoid the lasers and somewhat get to the middle is a bit tricky, but yeah. I'm getting better, Damn it. Shouldn't have jumped there. Or maybe I should have, but just not that high. Okay. One more, I think, a really annoying bit to dodge! Oh no! Oh, that was it! That was it! That was the laser pattern! That was the final thing! You know what? Now that I'm pretty much, I think I've kind of got it roughly down. I really hope this isn't going to take too long now, but yeah, hopefully now I can upload the whole final thing without it being copyrighted and whatnot. Yeah, hopefully this now doesn't blow up spectacularly in my face and that we end up with mass amounts of failure, but oh well. I think it's probably worth just commenting briefly overall on this little section of the final boss, if you will. Yeah, as I was saying before, some people might be a bit disappointed that this is the final thing we're doing. It's pure avoidance, bullet hell kind of thing. It perhaps would have been better to have just had, the death fight and left it at that, or had something different here. But I'm sure there are some people who like this kind of challenge, like this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm sure that will be nice for them. But yeah, it definitely feels like to me like it's probably one of the hardest things to do, despite the fact that everything is kind of scripted now. As I say, as I've kind of said, a lot of this fight is absolutely kind of set in stone. I've screwed that up by jumping too early. Ugh, damn it! But yeah, despite the fact that effectively once you know what you're doing, and this is kind of like why now I've got to the point. So I died there. I was getting up to things like in the final kind of firewave section, which is absolutely the most difficult bit of it. Without a shadow of a doubt, I think. Whoa! And yeah, so I've kind of at this point in time now, I think hopefully it should go down not too bad. I've got where I know where I kind of need to go now at certain points in time. So with that knowledge, in theory, this shouldn't be. Or this becomes far less difficult. Obviously trying to figure out initially, when you're first playing it, where you need to go. Although, again, what I'm doing is clearly not the only thing you could do. All I would say for this boss is, and if you were playing it and you were getting stuck and you want to kind of use what I'm doing here as a guide, then by all means. But this is, I say, absolutely not a definitive strategy for what you should be doing. I could be making things a lot more difficult for myself in certain places. But ultimately, this doing things how I'm doing them now are kind of like, how I'm certainly remembering that this is how I would done them previously. So yeah, it might be that I'm making things really difficult. Ultimately, feel free to find your own pattern. There will be so many different ways you could dodge these attacks. If you'd rather be on the right hand side, on the platform on the right hand side of the screen, then by all means. I have never even entertained the possibility really of doing that, just because generally I tend to like to work left to right anyway. I don't know whether that's being right handed or whatnot, but yeah, anyway, that just tends to be the way I prefer to do this. But yeah, that wouldn't even cross my mind to go over to the right hand side. Maybe the pattern is a whole lot easier on that side to dodge. I have no idea. Frankly, I don't even plan to find out, because I roughly know kind of what I should be doing now. But on this left hand side, it's just a matter of repeating a little bit ad nauseum, but of kind of just familiarising myself with how I should be moving, where I should be going at certain points in time. And yeah. I'm completely the wrong area here. How I avoided that, I have no idea. I was in the completely wrong area for that. Having said that, this shouldn't be too much of a problem. I was dodging that bit where the first set of lasers kind of come during the fire wave pattern, and now I am completely losing all manner of focus in terms of how to dodge that. That just doesn't seem to be working anywhere near as well as it did before. The problem being that the spheres just tend to be right in my bloody way at the worst possible time. And now, if I do, when I am setting off to try and double jump to get out of the way, it feels like it's too early. I'm landing on the lasers. So yeah, I thought I got to the point where that bit was absolutely done and dusted, but clearly not. I don't want to tempt fate, but I have got to the point now where I think I've sorted out that first fire wave bit where the fire pillars are also on screen. I say I really do not want to tempt fate, but yeah, I think that's sorted. This bit's pretty much sorted as well. It's this bit. That flipping projectile there. Right in the way for where I want to be. Maybe I shouldn't try and go head toward the middle quite so much there, but it feels like that's the best spot, but it's always in the way. I don't want to start cutting again to the point where I start having to sort that out. I thought I had it pretty much down. In my opinion, this is, although it is completely scripted, in my opinion, this is the hardest thing in the game. I think this is harder than any of the bosses, including death. This, from memory, was the thing that took me the longest to sort out. I mean, going to be a lot quicker this time round, because obviously I know reasonably well what I should be doing. But you can just imagine, first time round here, trying to think, okay, when do I need to, where do I need to stand? When do I need to jump? When do I, where do I need to be positioned to avoid certain things? That can be trying to figure this out from scratch. Would be a huge pain in the neck, no question whatsoever. So yeah, I am obviously fortunate in the sense that I know roughly what I should be doing, but doesn't always make things easier. That projectile again is just always in the way. I'll have one more go here, and if I die to that again, or if I die to an earlier thing, then I'll restart. But if I die to that again, I'm going to start cutting again until I sort that out, because I thought I had it down, but apparently I don't. And I'm not going to waste your time while I have to figure that out again. I did get to the very last. Seriously, I honestly did get to the very last thing. I mistimed and screwed up the final laser bit. It might have been because I was having to dodge other stuff as well on the screen, but still, I did get to the very final thing that you have to dodge. So clearly, I've done it, and clearly, I've got past all the awkward stuff after that point as well, other than the very final thing. If I could only replicate exactly what I did before, I'd be laughing. You might think here that it looks like I'm actually kind of on, in the lasers as well when they're kind of firing. It only seems to be when like they very kind of first appear that it seems to be the hitbox. But yeah, oh well. I'm pleased about that. I'm not going to complain about that at all. Okay, that was better. That was better. Although I'm completely the wrong position for this bit. Got away with it. Might have screwed up again. No, got it. Brilliant! And I'm on the right-hand side of the platform. Or on the right platform. Yes! Oh, good. Pleased about that. Delighted about that. That is it all done. I might just talk a little bit every now and again over the credits, just in case this gets copyrighted as well. But yeah, what can I say? What can I say about this game? I played it for the first time last year. It's become one of my kind of firm favourites. It's just so well packaged together. Everything is just presented brilliantly. From the graphical style, the soundtrack, the fluidity of how the mechanics work, all the kind of gimmicks that are put into it. Again, as I said, and I've probably gone on record way too often now on this, but I don't feel like it necessarily does anything like massively too innovative on its own. But you know, a lot of the gimmicks are all tried and tested and done before. But I'd struggle to think of a game that really does them better than this. Honestly, the flow of the game, from the way the gimmicks work, everything just works. What can I say? Nothing. I think what's going for it as well is very much like, you know, I Want to Be the Citadel, everything which I've kind of did at the back end of last year. Nothing feels like obnoxiously difficult, other than maybe nothing feels obnoxiously difficult. Let's put it that way. Nothing like Camellia 2 or anything like that. But you know, all of the stages, I say there are some noticeable ups in the difficulty, but never to a point where I feel like you have to. It gets like Needle-esque style for the game. Everything kind of is traversable. There are a couple of little things. So, like I say, as we come to it, as we're going to come to it now, the coral. Again, this may just be completely my issue. I don't know, but the coral underwater, when it blends into the background, it's incredibly hard to see and makes some parts of stage 6 annoyingly tedious because I keep getting hit to coral that I would ordinarily never get hit to. And yeah, a couple of like things maybe on stage 9, like I said, with the trial and error sections there, but for the most part I can't really complain about the way the gimmicks are implemented, the stage design. Say nothing just feels ridiculously difficult. It all feels very manageable and very fair, and that's for most of the time when you die, it's something that you've done to screw up rather than the game absolutely dicking you over with its randomness or anything like that. The bosses are all really good. Some definitely better than others, but I can't really think of a boss that's bad in my opinion in terms of how it's designed. I somewhat like the style between kind of having to pick your moments to kind of attack and not rather than just maybe having pure avoidance or just having a pure spam kind of a thing. So you do have to kind of pick your moments when to attack and really kind of go at it from that. But all the bosses feel really fluid. They all work on a cyclical basis pretty much. So again, once you know what's going to happen, you can kind of you know exactly which moves are going to come. You can avoid them appropriately. Yeah, I just don't have enough kind of good things to kind of say, or not enough good things to say about this game. It's everything about it is just kind of packaged together really nicely, and yeah, I think it's one of the highest kind of ranked games on like on the Delicious Fruit website, and rightly so. If you're not after a kind of not too hard a challenge, not too but ultimately feel rewarded when you complete the game and have a lot of fun doing it, then I would thoroughly recommend this game. I will press F3, and why am I not going to the portal room? Press F3 to go to the portal room. Come on. Okay, I wasn't going to the portal room because apparently, even though I had the game selected, pressing F3 is set as like a shortcut on my hypercam recording. So that's why it wasn't. That's why that wasn't working. But yeah, oh well. Let's go up to the top. Why not? We'll show off. I actually should spend a little bit of time further down there just to show off. So you've got stages 1 to 7, bosses 1 to 7. Clearly there on this screen, and here we've got stages 8 through to 10, and we have indeed got stages 10-1, 10-2, and 10-3. So I was absolutely right when I said, oh, let's split stage 10 into 3 parts. So yeah, completely forgot about that, but yeah, worked out rather well. So yeah, apologies for that slight break in recording. I figured out that F3 was doing something weird to hypercam, but yeah. I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to say anyway. I think I said everything I wanted to over the opening, the end credits in terms of just how fantastic this game is. It's a challenge, absolutely, but it's fun. All the gimmicks and the mechanics work really well, and yeah, I thoroughly recommend it. And I guess I will leave it there. So yeah, this is now the end of I Want to Find My Destiny, and I absolutely promise, that the next Let's Play I do will be Mega Man 8. Of course it will be Let's Play Perfect Runs. Hope to see you for those. Until then, cheerio.